Hello, this is David Dean, and we're getting ready to build for Storm Shield Defense number 2. And just to let you know that I am going to do a video as soon as 4.2 comes out with the new Quad Launcher RPG. And I will be using that when I actually run Storm Shield Defense number 2, just to give you some gameplay on exactly how good or bad that new RPG is. But for this one, for building for Storm Shield Defense number 2, we actually get to place a new amplifier either to the directly west of the home base or to the south. And as you can see, we're going to be doing the one to the south. Usually I recommend to people doing the one to the west first because it takes out, I believe, 2 spawn points. It definitely takes out the spawn point to the west of the home base. And it does seem that once you put down the amplifier over here to the west, it also stops the spawn point from the north. And if you've ever had any different results, if you've ever had that amplifier down and still got attacked from the north, please let me know in the comments. And I'll try to pass that on to everybody else. But I've just never seen it. But I really also, if you saw my last video for Storm Shield Defense number 1, I did a geyser trap video, which I believe is the first video ever where somebody intentionally doing a trap where you really exploit this geyser here. And I had several dozen mobs all trapped down in there, stacked up on each other. I was getting weird graphic issues where I had a husky husk body surfing across the ground. Didn't know what was going on there, but it was just really great and amazing fun. So I'm once again going to do that over here. I did put in a few damage traps just to take out a few more. Last time we ended up with almost all the launchers all used up. So just in case we get a big wave from this side, I did want to have some damage going on. Also on this one, we had a few mobs try to beat their way through here. I had this with 2 walls on it with launchers. Now if they want to come through, I'm just going to let them through and just eat them up with traps if they try to come through this way. So never know when something might go wrong. If it's a propane wave or a smasher wave, it might be much more difficult than what we had when we did Storm Shield Defense number 1. If you have not seen that video, definitely go check it out. It is an amazing, fun trap that, yeah, the only place you can see it. But over here, for the new amplifier, we'll go ahead and place it. I did my standard build for it. I will put in a link in the description of how I build my amplifiers for my Storm Shield defenses. Basically, the number one thing I'm worried about is lobbers. Everything else should be getting eaten up in trap tunnels. So I make sure I put multiple levels up there of 3-ply metal just to chew them up. Or be able to handle all the lobber damage while I build additional lobber shields to take them out if need be. Over here, we got this. We don't have much room to build on this at all. So what we're going to do is really max this out. And this is also where I hope, if it isn't a propane tank wave with the exploders, I will be doing the quad launch, which leaves a pool of fire and stuns targets on this ramp, hopefully helping to take out mobs. So we'll see how successful that is or isn't if they come from this direction. So gonna have some fun with that. Also, from building here before, this is the second time on my account I've been through Twine Peaks. And like the first time, I had a computer that did not have high graphics. I couldn't see what was going on here. I didn't know if it was another path coming into the Storm Shield defense. So I actually tried to build traps up here. But nah, this ends within 2 or 3 tiles and nothing will spawn up here, so you can totally ignore it. And then once again here, we're just going to be doing launchers, sending them over here into what I hopefully will become the pit of death for all the mobs coming in through here. For defending the amplifier right up close to it, everything's coming from, well, pretty much everything is coming from head on here. About 99% of the mobs will come straight up this way. And so what we're doing is just sending them right back where they came from. Oh, I can get a launcher on that. Great. So get through there, and we will put some ceiling traps on here. And I still don't have my wall darts leveled up. I finally got enough schematics to do it, but then the new quad launcher is coming out. So since the new quad launcher is coming out, I'd rather save my XP, schematic XP for that. But for them heading up here, they're going to have to get by 1, 2, 3 launchers. And if they make it past that, then they got the launchers here on the ground. And we're going to actually do a double 45. Oh, actually, I got to change that. And that is not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right, put those down, put that one up. Let's see, yeah. So now anything that comes up here, it's going to have to walk through 2 floor launchers with 245, spitting them back over here where they're going to get hit by wall launchers and spat down into the pit. And we're going to put some traps down there. And if they hit this side of the amplifier, same thing. So we're just sending them back from where they came from, not really focusing on massive damage for them coming up here. What we're focusing on is rerouting them, and then when they get rerouted, doing the damage down on the lower levels. And as I said, hopefully showing off the new quad launcher. And I don't know if it's going to allow me to put a ceiling trap on there. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, I'll put that on once the mission gets going. And actually, I'll try to run down there to put some trap floor pieces down there. And when they stick their heads up, hopefully the dynamo will hit them, since I don't have, like I said, good wall darts. But I do want to recommend wall darts. If you have them, level them up. They are good to use. But here we go. So, as I said, nothing much over here. We have very little room to work with. And for, let's see, when they do come down here, and that there. Alright, not going to be able to get traps on there. So it actually looks like I'm going to have to wait to put most of the traps on. So I will have to get over here in a hurry to place traps. I don't like placing too much over here, because I want to place that amplifier over there to the south as soon as possible. And as soon as I place that, then this can no longer get attacked from that direction. But right now, just go with this. Once again, when I did this with my other count, I had wall darts, and I put up walls all around here with wall darts. So anything that landed down here was getting hit from pretty much every direction. Once again, over here, I really didn't know the first time I did this how this was going to work. But now that I have done it, let's see. Actually, I'm going to add on, fill in that space. You will have, mainly if you have like blasters or lobbers, a few of them, even though they spawn way over there, will walk all the way around and try to come up this way. But this is only 1 tile wide. So you can go ahead on here and just, once again, a few launchers, just enough to knock them back and keep them out of... Whoa, why did it... It's been doing strange things like that lately. But that's okay, we'll actually use it. And then here, wall launcher, and like I said, there's going to be very, very few mobs heading up this way. So, well, put it down the wrong place. Can we get this one? Yeah. And can we squeeze a trap on there? Yes, we can. Outstanding. So, nope, this isn't very much here, but you don't need very much. Let's see, I will, just to play it safe, do one more right here. Always like this, where I end it, where they got to get around a half wall, and usually they never make it around it. And they just keep getting spat back down into the pit of death, and life is good. So, and actually I want some floors there. Since I want things connected to my base, Right now I am using my heavy base, and it really doesn't matter when you're building what constructor, as long as constructor, and then I use hot fixer, who reduces the cost of building by 10%. But when I run, I'm going to have the reclaimer in here with energy perk to do more energy damage. And I want to make sure my base extends out as far as possible, so that's why I throw down floor tiles whether I need them there or not. But yeah, just nice simple little tunnel there. I do have this wall over here. They possibly could try to come around this way. If they do, we'll send them flying. And just reinforce all that a bit. And that is one side basically done. I'll come back later and reinforce everything. You guys don't need to watch me do that. Here, I'm going to change this up a lot from the way I originally did it. I had basically a maze type trap tunnel here where they had to walk around 2 tiles, come back and forth. Sometimes it would work, and sometimes the exploder husk with the propane tanks and the smashers would just pound right through it. So we're going to go ahead and just make this basically a 3 tile long launcher and timeout area. And on this one, it's kind of important. You get waves of lobbers. So basically you want the trap tunnel out far enough that the lobbers have to come into your trap tunnel area to get up to the base before they can even get a good angle on the amplifier. So let's see, can I squeeze through there? Great. And let's go ahead just to mess with them. Launcher there. Launcher, launcher. Yeah, we're going launcher heavy. But one thing, and it does sound like that's all I'm doing, but on these, it really changes from the beginning, where you can do massive damage to the husk and kill them off pretty quickly, even the smashers. But now that you have elemental smashers and husky husk and propane tanks that can take out walls with just 1 or 2 of them, you really got to find methods to make it so that you have the mobs going over the same trap tunnels again or same trap areas again and again in order to have any chance of successfully taking them down. For damaged floor traps, you could use anything in here. I use the retractable floor spikes because they're the only ones I have leveled up. You can use freeze traps, work great. Fire traps work great. Just realize that they work great on different husks. On some husks, they're going to do much more damage, and on other husks, they're going to do quite a bit less damage. Where things like the retractable floor spikes do consistent damage pretty much across the board to everything. So a little bit more reliable, just because you never know what you're going to get. Whether you're going to get standard husk or one of the 3 elemental types. No, come on. Well, I guess that's another one I'll come back to later. Actually, here in the very beginning, I'm going to do a ceiling electric field, and then we'll do gas traps after that. And let's see, even here, I'm starting to like the gas trap, even in the back, a little bit more than the zappers. Just because my ceiling zapper isn't all that good, and once again, it is a nature trap. And while it does tons of damage to water husk, it does very little damage to the fire husk. So I'm kind of going back and forth whether to stick with ceiling zappers or not. And go ahead. And just to keep things out of here. And this is another thing I had to learn from actually playing. I wasn't sure how many mobs would try to come up around here, but I actually found really none, at least when I ran it before. So I'm going to go ahead and basically this is all I'm going to have for traps over here. These 2 launchers. And once again, I will up that later on. But actually, this should be enough to take out everything coming this way. Let's see, maybe here, do a single, just give them less room to walk around. That should take out the vast majority of it. But I'm also not building just for this storm shield defense. You will keep getting spawns from this direction until you place an amplifier over here to the southeast. That will not be for quite a while, so I might as well build this up as strong as I can, or as strong as I need to for, let's see, all the way up, probably about 6 or 7 storm shield defense. So once again, here we're just going to do a 2x2. More launchers, more timeout rooms. And if anything gets this far, I will be extremely impressed. But then again, I did my Canny Valley number 9, and I need to get that posted up. That was very close. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. I'll let you watch it. And let's see, I still need to do Canny Valley 10, which is just a nightmare of a storm shield defense. Alright. But this is all good. Once again, basically the same thing here. And I am going to show you, because we're basically done with all of this. I used to put half walls here on the side. I'm kind of sticking away from that right now, just because I had a few smashers come in at an angle, and when they saw those half walls, they would charge. But I'm hoping I got it so everything coming in here will come straight in and see this, the 45. And if a smasher sees a 45, he won't charge it. But there we go. So we are now good on the east with the trap tunnels, using the launchers with the timeout rooms, really exploiting that build technique. And over here to the south, we are really doing launchers, sending them down into a trap pit area. I'll have to add on after the storm shield backs off a little ways. But since this is right on a cliff here, anything coming up to hit the amplifier, you can just send back down. And I've been really upping my trap durability by picking the right survivors in my survivor squad. So hopefully the launchers will hold up, no problem, no issue. So let's go over here and just do a little reinforcing. I'm doing a totally different build here to the east. I had another build I used on my other account that got me all the way through Storm Shield Defense number 10. And you can check out my videos on that, and it shows you how I built that. And it was a really great, fun build. But I wanted to try something new, something different. And there's the lava ball. And I had covered all this area with wooden floor just to show you this is how you tell where the lava ball is going to hit. It generally stays in the same area. So I can go ahead now that I know where it will and won't blow up. Go ahead and put in just a ceiling. And the reason for this is for early on, it is great for just taking out everything or all the little husk at the spawn point. By the time I get to Storm Shield Defense number 9 or 10, I will be so desperate for structures, I'll be tearing that down to use elsewhere. And also on Twine Peaks 9 and 10, I started to have spawn points up there. And at one point, the spawn point blew up this anchor point here and took out all this anyway. And then one thing I really wanted to show off, let's see, is there a faster way up there? Not really. All right, just running around here trying to get a few different things done because I want to show you something that I had not seen elsewhere. And it's kind of an important thing just for building aspects. For the lava balls coming in, they only hit, like if the lava ball was coming in over there, it would take out that ceiling and that floor. And that's 1 tile high. It'll take out a ceiling 2 tiles high. But this is 3 tiles high. And I don't want this here for the mission. I'm going to take it down. I'm just doing this to show you that, okay, so we got that 3 tiles up. And now we just got to get the lava ball to trigger. But what I had originally done is put this 3 tiles up and put tire traps on it. Then I discovered tire traps were really only good for ramps. And you really shouldn't waste that much material on it. But come on, Mr. Lava Ball, where are you at? We'll go ahead and do our building here. Just because our launchers are sending everything down here to another pit of death that I built. When they come out of the pit now, they'll be taking some damage. Still nothing. Alright. And then we'll do the same thing down here. And once again, I'm just making it so when... There we go. And see, it flew right through that and did no damage to it. So if you want to put up a screen like that to block off all the lobbers, you can. And the lava ball won't take it out if it's 3 tiles high. Just a neat little thing I found while doing this. But yeah, you got all launchers up here, sending them down to this trap pit area. And this side, you will get attacked from this side, or able to get attacked from this side, all the way up to Storm Shield Defense number 10. So definitely build it up like crazy, because you are going to use it a lot. The other thing I wanted to show on here is you will always have a few husks try to sneak around this way. And so just I'm actually thinking of changing it up a little bit. So once again, I had a different way of doing this before. But since I don't want to keep showing you the same things, I want to show you some different builds. I'm going to try it like this. And once again, got lava ball over there, but this should be safe right here. And we're doing the same thing we did over there to amplifier A, where we had 2 rows of floor launchers. And then you got the 45s here, and 2 rows of 45s. So if they hit these, they hit the 45s, and hopefully go flying off the cliff. And then they have a long route to get back up here, and that route takes them through a bunch of the trap tunnels you've already seen me build. So we'll give that a try. Haven't tried it before, but I do want to build around behind it a little bit more, and I want to keep this floor here just to show where the spawns occur. And once again, that not getting destroyed. Get on over here. And just to make sure, and these wall launchers actually work through the 45s. They didn't used to, now they do, which makes life great. So anything standing on the floor underneath this 45 is getting hit both by the wall launcher and the floor launcher. So that should stop anything from coming around this direction. So hopefully everything's coming up right through here, through Launcher Alley, and down to the Death Pit. Over here to the north, everything is pretty good. I like the way this is, and I will probably be destroying it in the Storm Shield Defense 1 or 2, and one or two more Storm Shield Defenses. I did last time. I put my base right here on this tile, and it did not extend out to those. Even though the tiles were touching here on the corners, it wasn't enough. I needed to put up a wall. And instead of putting a wall, I put up an arch just so I can move in and out while still putting my base on top of that ceiling piece there. And that is the only change I'm doing on the north side. So there we go. That is it. It should be a fun run. Like I said, I'm going to wait to do the run until the quad launcher comes out. Once the quad launcher comes out, usually I don't do much firing, but this is Storm Shield Defense number 2. We're going to do a ton more where I don't do any firing, so I figured that one will be a good one just to have fun with the new store item and just to show off a few strange builds and mainly this geyser trap. It was amazing fun last time. We'll see how it works out this time. So there you go. That is it. Let me know your comments, questions, what you liked, what you didn't like. I love the feedback. I learned so much from my comments section. I really appreciate it. And if you're upset that I didn't respond to comments you're making in the chat box to me while I was making this, I turn off my chat box while recording. So There you go. Take care and have an amazing day.